And Dennis Yohnka and Paul, Uncle Paul is here, talk about the action last night at the Speedway. Finally, we got underway, and a pretty good night of racing.
I thought so. I put in the story in today's weekend edition of the Journal that we waited 20 months for that, and it was... I don't want to say it was worth the wait. I don't want to wait 20 months again. But, boy, that was something. It was side by side. That's good. It was 3 wide. That's good.
There was a 4 wide at one point.
There was 4 wide. What else can you ask for?
Was that a street stock or was that a modified?
That was a street stock.
It got 4 wide at one point.
There was a fast heat that in the late models that I thought was worth the price of admission. Of course, I don't pay admission, but I thought that one
would have been worth it.
You have to rub that in, the people who do. Well, in the late model division, Kevin Weaver was the big winner last night, and man, he really wasn't sure if that was going to work. Talking to him after the race, he made a pass on the high side when he knew it. He really wanted to be on the low side, but just went crazy for one lap.
Mike Provenzano stayed down on the low side, right?
Yeah.
And it was about lap 3, and once he got by Provenzano, he just ran away.
And I thought Scott Schmidt looked really good. He's a baseball player. Well, I guess he's retired from that now, huh?
Retired college baseball player from Hanukkah. Just graduated from college couple weeks ago, he said. Now he can commit more time to...
Let's get to the open wheel modified so we can talk about a local guy.
Yeah, well, open wheel modified division. The local guy you wanted to talk about was who?
I want to talk about Jeremy Johnson. He didn't really do that much, but I think he probably put on a pretty good show for a guy who had never, ever been in the second fastest division of cars ever. And there he is out there with those guys, and he didn't look terrible.
No, he held his own and made his way around the track pretty well.
19 years old, from McNamara, and a student at Bradley, right?
That's exactly right. And speaking of the modified, we also had in the modified heat races, the feature race, we had Jimmy Ferris finished 3rd from Odell, came all the way from the back of the field and looked really nice in that race.
Yeah. And McKay Wenger, first time ever to win a feature here.
Really?
Yeah.
He looked like he'd done it all the time. I think he kind of jumped young Vince Cooper at the start there, and he took off.
Well, we were describing it earlier, and there really is no parameters to the inside of a racetrack like there is in NASCAR. You can't go underneath that yellow line.
Yeah.
In our racing world, if you hit the light pole, you've gone too low.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's what Ryan Unzicker did. Did you know he hit a tire in that heat race? That late model heat race that was the most exciting I've seen in 20 months. Yeah. He was trying so hard on the low side that it just kept going lower that he clipped the tire, and that's what spun him around in that corner so hard.
And those are big tractor tires, too. Those aren't little tires.
Well, in the street stock division, we had a 1966 Chevelle. Allegedly.
Yeah, well, I didn't like the fact that it was shortened up a little in the back, but I do like the body style. But I didn't like the non-competitive nature of Joel Funk and his brother, or his stepdad, Rick Thomas, just ran away with every race they were in.
That's the truth.
And the street stock division is a strong division. There's a lot of good street stocks, and if you take those two out of the mix, anybody, or any of 10 or 12 guys could have won it.
Yes, they could.
But it was fun seeing a lot of good street stock cars, a lot of good-looking cars last night.
The Cadillac was there. The mixed Chevelle Oldsmobile was there.
Yeah. The Cadillac, the Limestone Lightning, Brian Wirtz.
Yeah.
What a nice kid, and works at a body shop in Chicago and puts together a car race here.
The other division we wanted to make sure to talk about was the iMod division. Tim Sullivan won that.
Yeah, and beaten only once in the night by the P&D antenna car, driven by Nick Montalta in the heat race. And that was the best race you'd seen Montalta drive ever, isn't it?
Yeah, Nick Montalta from St. Anne did a great job in that. And the one last division we needed to talk about was the Hornets. And
Axel Wicker.
A local winner in the Hornets, Axel Wicker, the other Miller Motorsports sponsored team. And Axel did a fine job in his car, and he was definitely excited. Got a big hug and kiss from his mom in Victory Lane.
But what about the father and son team out there? That was an unusual look, wasn't it?
What?
I know some of the Hornets still had brake lights, too. I think that's giving it away, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's braking.
Well, they don't have turn signals.
No, that's next.
Well, it is time to take a break here, and thank you to Miller Hydraulic Service in Manteno. Miller Hydraulic Service for all your hydraulic needs. We know we're having need for hydraulic repair,
And he is the sponsor of, for example, the Jay Morse number 77 late model. And Jay did pretty good, too.
Yes, he did.
First time out here in a late model.
Switching gears from race cars to cheese, it's he's looking for some Ava Java coffee. Are you? This is the cheese guy, Brett